In the previous video, we succeeded in authenticating the Facebook webhook. The next work we need to do is to deploy this webhook to a web server. In this tutorial, I choose deploy to Heroku Cloud because it meets the requirements of Facebook, like providing an SSL certificate for the webhook, and we can use Heroku for free. To get started, first, we need to create a new file, called Procfile, in the root folder. Name it Procfile. We need to click outside these files, to be able to create a file in the root directory. Procfile is the file that helps Heroku know how to run our server. In this file, we will use web:/node to run a web app, followed by the path to our entry point file. Here will be the server.js file in the src directory. Press Ctrl S to save the changes. Next, we will create a Heroku app to deploy this application. Going to Heroku.com. Because I'm already logged in, Heroku automatically redirects me to the dashboard, which manages all the Heroku apps I've created so far. If this is your first time using Heroku, then this is Heroku's interface. You will need an account to use Heroku. In this screen, you can choose to create a free account or register a new account. To create a Heroku account, you need to fill out the following information, such as first name, last name, and email address. Email address is your username to log into Heroku. And one more note, that you choose Node.js here. Finally, press the Create Account button. Once you have a Heroku account, to be able to manage our apps locally, you need to install the Heroku CLI. Heroku CLI helps us to view application logs, and run applications locally. Or more simply, you can watch my video. I also made a video to deploy the Node.js application to Heroku within 3 minutes. I will put the link to this video in the description of the video. Back to our application. To be able to create a new Heroku app, you choose New, then Create New App. We will need to set a name for this app, and choose the region for this application. One thing you need to know is that the name of the Heroku app shouldn't contain keywords related to Facebook, because this is a violation to Facebook policy for using Facebook products. Here we are using Messenger product. Finally, press the button Create App. If you successfully create the app, the name of the Heroku app will appear here. And Heroku also guides us on how to quickly deploy an application to Heroku. At this section, we will need to log into Heroku. You can use the Visual Studio Code terminal, or using Git bash. We use the command, Heroku login, then press Enter. Press any key on the keyboard to continue. Heroku will automatically open a new tab on the browser. You press the button Login. Immediately, our status has changed to logged in. If the login is successful, your Heroku username will appear in the terminal. The next step is to create a Git directory in order to push the source code to Heroku. Copy this command like me, the command right below Git init. This time, I will use Visual Studio Code. First, we will use the git init command to be able to manage the source code with Git. After that, you paste the command you just copied here. The purpose of this command is to set Git remote to Heroku, or in other words, to help us push the code to Heroku instead of GitHub. Next, we proceed to push the code onto Heroku. First, select the files to deploy, then commit the same way you would with GitHub. I use git add, a space, and dots to be able to select all the files in this project. Finally, use the command, git push Heroku master. Wait a moment for the application deploy to Heroku. This usually takes a few minutes, depending on the speed of your internet connection, as well as the size of the application to be deployed. If in this process, you get errors, you can watch my video. I also made a video of the common mistakes, which we encountered when deploying apps to Heroku. To view our Heroku app, click on this link on the terminal. or on Heroku. You choose Open App. Since this is our first time running the app, we need to wait a moment for Heroku to start our app. So, our app has failed to run. In order to see what error we are having, we need to look at logs of Heroku, with this command. We'll copy this command and paste it in the terminal. Press Enter. Wait a moment for Heroku write logs. Here, you can see that our app has started successfully, because we have the message, app is running at the port 8080. However, the application encountered a timeout error, because Heroku could not find a parameter, our port number. To fix this error, first reopen our entry point file, server.js. Here, you need to capitalize the name of the environment parameter. After that, we need to redeploy the app to Heroku. Press Ctrl+C to exit the running process. Since we are working with the Heroku server, there is no need to run the Node.js server locally. Git add, then git commit. Finally, git push Heroku master. Since we are not pushing the .env file on Heroku, nor can Heroku read the .env file, we will need to configure these environment parameters for Heroku. In the Heroku app interface, we select Settings, then reveal config variables. The first parameter we need to configure is the port. Set its value to 8080, followed by the page access token. Copy name and paste here. We also copy the value of this parameter. The last parameter is my verify token. Click Add to finish. After we have configured the environment parameters, as well as our app has deployed to Heroku, we reload our app. This time, we were successful. The application deployed to Heroku was the same as when we ran it locally, displaying the message hello again. After deploying the app to Heroku, the next thing we need to do is configure the webhook for our Facebook app. We will do that part in the next video. If you have any errors during doing this video, let me know by comment below this video. Thank you for watching my video, and see you in the next videos.